here it is, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've been waiting for. Kamala Harris's comeback, okay? The comeback queen herself, Kamala Harris. As big enjoyers of Kamala Harris, we all were confused as to why she wasn't saying anything about how Trump was the economy, how Trump was the planet, how Trump was further accelerating the demise of Gaza, you know, all things that she would do differently. So many of you, understandably, were shocked because you expected a lot more. We thought that Kamala Harris was dead. Turns out she's alive. What was she doing this entire time? One might ask. What was Kamala Harris doing this entire time? Really, what was she doing? Well, it turns out she was writing a book, an important book that's going to fix everything. The Kamala Brigade is alive and well. She was powering up. She was writing a manual on how she lost and how you can too.
I'm just curious, once you left office, how long before you turned on the news again?
Months.
Yeah?
What?
Months. Lots of cooking shows.
Oh, good.
Lots of cooking
Great
shows.
British Bake Off and stuff like that.
kitchen.
That's great, man. I'm glad that she was doing self-care after she literally spiked the football and handed over the electoral victory to the Trump administration. You know, sorry, the genocide of Palestinian children had to continue. Nothing we can do about it. But hey, I've been doing all right.
He's really well.
He's
Doug
doing
is
okay?
well.
He's
He's
doing okay?
back practicing law, and he's great. He's great. And
You're
thank
back.
you for
You
asking.
said he's back practicing law. For a second, I thought you said he's backpacking.
Oh, well.
Oh my God, this is so funny. Bro, what a fall from grace, man. This is already brain-breaking content, because it's like a person with so much power and so much influence that just like dropped the ball in spectacular fashion, did not fight nearly as hard enough to like make sure that Trump didn't win. But also on top of that, for the worst reasons too, for the continuation of the genocide and refusal to do right by the American working class. But then on the other side, you have this like former comedian who is so hyper libbed up. It's just brutal to watch. It's such a shameful experience. All the TikTok libs are saying, she's hurt, y'all, let her heal. Because they just like weirdly treat politicians as though they're like human beings. I don't. Not even with someone like Zoran, who I have a lot of closeness to, both literally, you know, personally have linked up with him and all that, but also his worldview. I don't see him as anything but like a mere vessel for change. I don't see politicians as anything but people who work for us, who have the capacity to make necessary changes that will improve people's lives. I don't care if they feel sad. I don't care if they feel angry. I don't care if they feel hurt. I don't know why other people don't see it in the same way. It makes me mad. Even on the other side, even on the opposing side, when people just like get mad at AOC beyond what is like appropriate, get mad at AOC and be like, how could you betray us? How could you betray the working class revolution? It's like, dude, what are you talking about? Like, that's your fault for thinking that she was going to be a person that brings about like a workers' revolution or something. Like, what are you saying? Like, what is this like celebrity culture attitude that people have? You play games with AOC? Exactly. I say this as someone who literally talks to AOC directly. Same with Zoran. The attitude will forever be, put the policy in the bag, little bro. You work for us. Put the policy in the bag. I don't care. And it's strange that people have created this like celebrity culture around these politicians. And it's like, it's even stranger when liberals do it, because they like correctly point out how silly it is when Republicans do it for Donald Trump. But there's a reason why they're called public servants. You know, they serve us. They're servants.
I mean, look, the power is with the people. That has always been the ideal or I say the strength of our
Which is why we did everything in our power to refuse to listen to the people when they were screaming.
nation of America, that we believe fundamentally the power is with the people.
We the people.
And we the people. And I believe right now that it is important to do what I can do from the positions that I have held and what I have seen about the world and our country, to get out there and remind everyone who needs reminding right now of their power. It is our government. It is our country. And it is important, I think, that in this moment where people have become so deflated and despondent and afraid,
Yes.
that
Gosh,
those
she
of
is-
us who have the ability, which I do right now, not being in an office where I'm campaigning for that office, to be out there and to talk with folks and remind them of their power.
Bro, this is so bad. It's like a total reversal of Bernie. Anytime Bernie has a camera on him, he is so issue focused. Constantly talking about the pain Americans are experiencing, the struggles Americans are experiencing, and what tangible policy solutions are to those issues. This is all vague generalizations, just like pointing the finger at like the dream of an America or something. Some kind of American mythology that she's pointing to. It's just all fluff. This doesn't work. It's just all nonsensical platitudes, vague generalizations. Like, this is
Take your
whatever.
power from you. The first thing I would do with the local leaders, be they elected community leaders, I'd ask them, what more can we do? And
It's crazy because they kept saying, more funds to Israel, please. Can we get Liz Cheney on board, please? She kept asking the community leaders, and the community leaders kept saying, we want you to keep talking about how your mother was a small business and $50,000 in tax credits for small businesses, please. This is what we want. And of course, the rest of the money going to Israel, obviously, otherwise it's anti-Semitic. We would like to have the most lethal military force we've ever seen.
And just hearing you describe that reminds me of something that it's so easy to forget now because the national mood is so grim in many ways, and people are so shocked by the abuses and the
Dude, will Stephen Colbert ask Kamala Harris why everybody hates the Democratic Party, even though they're experiencing an unprecedented amount of pain from the Republican Party? Will Stephen Colbert ask what could have been done differently? What were some of the biggest weaknesses of the campaign by her estimation outside of, I don't know, the 107 days that she keeps repeating?
abhorrent.
I mean, she literally named the book after an excuse.
and people are talking with each other, and they're talking about the issues, and they're and articulating what we know is wrong and what it should be.
I'm begging. Talk about one of the issues, please. Just one. Like, what is this? Oh, well, it's got people talking about the issues. Okay, what are the issues that people are talking about? Name something that's going wrong in the country. Because the only thing that they've talked about so far is that, like, you know, Trump is bad, but without even like describing what he's doing that's bad and horrifying and how Trump makes us feel.
Let's just not be defeated, right? Let's not be defeated.
The book.
Like this,
The book.
even this would be silly the day after, but it's not the day after the election. Okay, we're 7 months into Trump. You know what I mean? We're 7 months into Trump. You have to have some issues with what's going on, right? Let's not be defeated.
And that's me on a call. So you'll see my phone is actually on my lap, and you know, I know I've been teased about this, but I like these kinds of ear pods that have the thing, because I've served on the Senate Intelligence Committee. I have been in classified briefings, and I'm telling you, like, don't be on the train using your ear pods and thinking somebody can't listen to your conversation. I'm just telling you, that's a little bit more secure.
Bro, this is crazy.
Let me say something about Joe Biden. I have an incredible amount of respect for him. And I think that
God.
way that we should be thinking about where we are right now.
Bro, he can't hear you. He's dead. You do not have to glaze him. It also doesn't make sense because, like, this, at least now is your opportunity to shit on him, to be like, he's the reason why I lost. There's more truth to that than anything else she could ever say here. Oh my God, these people are so annoying. Jesus Christ. What kind of grip does this man have over these people? I don't get it.
What's different between you and Joe Biden?
Yeah, I feel very strongly that, I mean, it's an instinct of mine to be someone who does not participate in piling on.
It's funny because Joe Biden has been talking about how he would have won the election and Kamala f***ed it up. Like, I don't know what this is for. Yeah. You know who was piling on Joe? The voters. I hope people understand why Democrats keep losing and why they have such low approval ratings right now when they're supposed to be the alternative to the horrifying reality of Trump. Because this is the alternative. This is the leader of the alternative, the former leader of the alternative. I don't care if liberals are eating this up and being like, oh, like every 70-year-old is saying like, oh, if only we had someone with grace running the country again. It clearly does not do well when it comes to the actual election. It doesn't work.
Thank you so much for being here. It's an honor to have you here.
It's crazy that Colbert treated this like a person, like a random person selling a book, and not like one of the most important political failures of this past decade. Like, this is even shocking by Colbert standards. And what's the takeaway here? We didn't learn anything about why she lost. No responsibility on anyone. You would think that she didn't even lose the election listening to her speak like this. That no election took place at all, I guess. Yeah, this was a major lock. This could be an adversarial interview with a very powerful person that gets to the heart of the Dems' base deep discuss with their party and the failures that led here. But he's probably just going to ask herself, like, now is bacon really a spice? Come on now, while she cackles maniacally. It's a comedy show. Man, shut up. That's the only show she's willing to go on. Where was the comedy when he was ripping into Zohran Mamdani?
Who's leading the Democratic Party? I'm just curious.
There are lots of leaders. Let me say this. I think it is a mistake for us who want to figure out.
Bro, you got to literally pry things out with pliers. You could ask Kamala Harris to describe her last meal that she had before coming on the show, and she'd be like, well, the concept of a meal is actually one that gives life sustenance. The joys of the world, the neighborhood, the hands that touches, the hand that feeds is not one that bleeds. The meal in and of itself is actually allowing us to dream, or at least start the process of a dream of a better tomorrow for better meals down the line. It's like, what are you saying? I just asked if you literally, what did you eat before you got into the room? It is so annoying because it's not like she is a brilliant communicator and using like, I don't know, using her extensive vocabulary to describe something so profound. She's just always filibustering the question. And the question could be something so simple, and she still literally will act as though this is a contentious interview. No, she's not like Obama at all. Even Pete Buttigieg, who tries to do Obama, does a better job of doing Obama, because like Pete Buttigieg has an idea behind what he wants to say. He knows what like policies he wants to either advocate against or be in favor of, and how hard he wants to be in favor of those policies. Like, he'll moderate his position. There's some meat there. There's no meat here. There's nothing. There was nothing in this conversation. This was 28 minutes of nothing. I didn't learn a single damn thing in this combo other than the fact that Kamala Harris likes to wear headsets that have wires on them because she was in the Senate Intelligence Committee today. She found out that like your wireless headphones can be hacked into. That's it. That was the only new intelligence that came out of this. That, and also you got to buy the book. You got to buy the book. You got to buy the book. You know what's really annoying too? Like, people say Bernie's not electable. Bernie's not electable. This person is not electable. That person is not electable. It's like, bro, she's not electable. Look at her. She can't even have a normal conversation with a person who is desperately trying to glaze her. What is this? The Felix take from 115?
War is incredibly unpopular. She said nothing about it. And people posted the clip of her saying that Iran is our greatest threat, which is, she's not unique in Democrats in saying that. What is unique is the sheer terror in her eyes when she says our greatest threat. That's easy, because the thing with Kamala is not that I 100% believe she would strike Iran. Well, I don't know that for a fact.
Sure.
What
I guess
do
we'll never know because she threw the election. She did everything possible to make sure
Right.
she lost the election.
Well, what I do know is that more than any other Democrat who has run for president in our lifetimes, more so than Bill Clinton, she has no beliefs. And I don't mean that in that like she's a genius, cynical operator. I mean, she just has never thought about that part. And she has not thought about it so much that when she gets asked questions like that, she goes, oh my God, what? I know this one.
No, literally, it's not. It goes beyond policy, man. It goes beyond policy. You could literally ask her if she prefers like club sandwiches or a hamburger, and she just like short circuits, man. It's like a robot. It doesn't make any sense. Like, what are we doing? What is going on? What would you ask her? What went wrong by your estimation? Why didn't you actually drop Biden when myself and many others actively kept begging for you to change trajectory, considering the fact that you were in the most unprecedented manner the candidate, as your book title reflects, 107 days. It's the shortest presidential candidacy of all time. It's the shortest election of all time. Why did you not drop Biden, who was weighing around your neck like an anchor? Why did you refuse the 37 different polls that came out throughout the election in the 107 days that said that you would perform better in key states if you actually took a position on Israel, Palestine that was different from the Biden administration? Here are all of the different polls that existed at the time that said your approvals would go up. People would be more likely to vote for you if you actually took a stance of firm commitment to a ceasefire by denying weapons transfers to Israel. Why did you say there's no daylight between you and Biden when asked what are the differences between you and Biden, when you are the reason why you're running for president? The reason why they're asking you that question to begin with is because Biden was unelectable. What are your actual stances when it comes to immigration? You've said that the border wall was a racist and stupid project for 8 years until the Biden administration changed trajectory, responding to the endless amount of messaging coming from the Republican side and a tremendous amount of hysteria, turning immigration into the singular most important issue in this election cycle. Why did you change your attitude on the border wall? Why did you go on? Do you feel like it was smart to take a right-wing stance on a lot of these issues and try to outflank the Republicans? Do you feel like it was smart to run around with Liz Cheney? Do you think like it was a great idea? Who gave you the great idea to send Bill Clinton and Richie Torres to Dearborn, Michigan? Who gave you that brilliant idea? Why did you listen to your brother-in-law, who was the chief legal counsel of Uber, when he told you, according to reports, to drop the anti-billionaire populist messaging? I am not a professional journalist. I'm not like a long-standing media professional. I'm just a Twitch streamer. Don't you want to know the answers to these basic questions that I just asked? Don't you think that this would be a far better interview? Why'd they stop calling Trump weird? Why did they not change their policies when they spent $30 million in Pennsylvania flooding the market with TV ads about the policies that they had so far, and they realized that it wasn't actually making a dent against Donald Trump at all? As a matter of fact, it was actually lowering her chances of winning Pennsylvania. Why did you choose Tim Walz as your running mate if you were going to do this shitty fucking middle-of-the-road neoliberal campaign? That's another question. So yeah, many questions.